Hello everyone and welcome to today's lecture on Thomas Nagel's understanding of consciousness in his essay, What Is It Like to Be a Bat?, in which he explains his philosophical perspective on one of the most elusive and fundamental aspects of human-animal experience, consciousness. Thomas Nagel is an American philosopher who has made significant contributions to various areas of philosophy, including metaphysics, ethics, political philosophy, and epistemology. In metaphysics, he explores fundamental questions about the nature of reality, existence, and being, investigating topics such as the mind-body problem, the nature of consciousness, and the relationship between subjective experience and objective reality. In epistemology, Nagel explores the nature of knowledge and understanding, examining questions about the limits of human knowledge, the role of perception and reason in acquiring knowledge, and the possibility of objective truths. His work on moral philosophy examines questions concerning ethics, values, and morality, developing arguments about the nature of moral principles, the objectivity of moral values, and the relationship between moral reasoning and human behavior. However, he is perhaps best known for his work on the philosophy of mind, particularly his exploration of consciousness, famously articulated in his essay, What Is It Like to Be a Bat?, in which he challenges reductionist approaches to understanding consciousness, arguing that subjective experiences cannot be fully explained or understood through objective, third-person perspectives alone. Nagel challenges the idea that consciousness, the most significant aspect of mental phenomena, can be fully explained through reductive materialism, which asserts that all mental states can be reduced to physical processes in the brain. He argues that conscious experience is not exclusively human but is shared by many organisms, suggesting that it is more than just sensory perception. Nagel introduces the concept of the subjective character of experience, stating that an organism is conscious if there is something it is like to be that organism, a unique perspective or subjective experience. He contends that this subjective nature of consciousness cannot be explained through objective or reductionist approaches, as it defies reduction to materialistic explanations. Nagel emphasizes that each subjective experience is tied to a singular point of view, rendering it impossible to consider consciousness as purely objective. Therefore, he rejects both reductionist and physicalist views, asserting that consciousness cannot be fully understood without accounting for its inherently subjective nature. Hence, no matter how much we strive for objectivity, our perspectives remain influenced by our individual subjectivity. This subjectivity can manifest in various ways, such as personal biases, cultural influences, or cognitive limitations. To illustrate this point, Nagel famously presents the bat example, asking us to imagine what it's like to be a bat, to experience the world through echolocation and navigate the environment in a completely different way than humans do. He chose bats because of their unique way of perceiving the world through echolocation, which is different from how humans perceive it. While we can imagine what it might be like to have a bat's abilities, we can't truly understand their subjective experience. Even if humans could transform into bats gradually, they wouldn't have a bat's perspective because their brains weren't wired that way from birth. So, while they could behave like bats, they wouldn't think like bats. Nagel's argument highlights the limits of the objective, third-person perspective favored by many scientific approaches. While objective analysis can provide valuable insights into the brain's workings, it falls short of capturing the subjective richness of conscious experience. He argues that consciousness cannot be fully understood or explained solely through objective analysis of physical processes. Instead, consciousness involves a fundamentally subjective dimension, the qualitative feel or something it is like that accompanies conscious experience. This perspective highlights the profound mystery and complexity of consciousness as a phenomenon. Nagel highlights the disparity between subjective and objective viewpoints, asserting that our own mental experiences are the only undeniable reality we know, in other words, subjectivism. Objectivity, requiring an impartial perspective, remains unattainable for humans due to our inherent subjectivity. However, Nagel suggests that physicalism, the belief that everything is physical, is not necessarily wrong but rather imperfectly understood. While physicalism acknowledges physical states and events, it fails to fully account for subjective experiences. Nagel emphasizes that understanding both objective and subjective aspects is crucial for grappling with the mind-body problem. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this short lecture has provided you with valuable insights into Thomas Nagel's philosophy of consciousness. Feel free to explore further on your own, and I look forward to our continued exploration of these fascinating topics. Until next time, take care.